On this episode of Focus on Tiverton, we visit Rhode Island Resource Recovery and see what happens to your recyclables after they're picked up on trash day. Later on in the program, we take a field trip to St. Stanislaus Church in Fall River, Massachusetts, where we see the process of mass-producing pierogi. Later on, Matt Sterling gives us a quick tutorial on how to jump-start your car.
Black part of the battery. Red part of the battery.
That and more coming up on this episode of Focus on Tiverton.
The average person throws away 4 pounds of trash a day, 1,460 pounds of trash a year. For a family of 4, that's almost 10,000 pounds of trash annually. In Rhode Island, 95% of the trash from around the state is delivered to the central landfill in Johnston. More than 500 trucks deliver between 3,000 and 4,000 tons of trash every day. It's estimated that at the current rate of trash generation, the landfill has only about 20 years of space left in it. And trash isn't the only problem. Most of the items we discard are made from trees, oil, and minerals, and require land, water, and energy to manufacture. When we throw them all away, we are wasting these valuable natural resources. Fortunately, the Rhode Island Resource Recovery Corporation is doing something about the growing trash problem and the depletion of our natural resources. A materials recycling facility, or MRF, is a plant that sorts recyclable materials and prepares them to be shipped to companies that turn the recyclables into new products. In 1988, the Rhode Island Resource Recovery Corporation built one of the first automated MRFs in North America. The facility was expanded in 1996 to accommodate the state's growing recycling programs and is now capable of handling 35% of Rhode Island's residential waste stream. Each week, families all over Rhode Island prepare materials for recycling. First, they rinse plastic, glass, steel, and aluminum recyclables and put them into their blue bins. Next, they put newspaper into a brown paper bag or tie it with a string. Other recyclable paper is placed into a green bin or another paper bag, depending on the local program. Old clothing and shoes go into plastic bags and are put with the paper. Corrugated cardboard and larger pieces of scrap metal are set out bundled or loose with other recyclables. Cardboard boxes must be flattened. Recyclables are picked up at the curbside or at the local transfer station and are brought to the MRF, where they are sorted and prepared for shipping to remanufacturing companies. Paper is dumped on the tipping floor by the recycling truck and is loaded onto 2 conveyor belts rising up to the sorting lines. Bags of old clothing and contaminants are sorted out first. The clothing is put into containers, and the contaminants, such as plastic bags, are sent to the landfill. The rest of the paper sorting line consists of a series of chutes that drop into hoppers, each with a conveyor inside them. Cardboard and brown paper grocery bags are the next items pulled off the conveyor and dropped down the chutes. The remaining mixed paper travels down the conveyors, and the different grades of paper, like newspapers, magazines, cereal boxes, and writing paper, are separated from each other. When a paper hopper is filled, a door on the end opens, and a moving conveyor drops the paper onto another conveyor, leading up to the baler. The final step for the paper is baling. A baler compresses the paper into large cubes, or bales, and ties them with wire. The baler produces a 1-ton bale every 3 minutes. Old paper can be remanufactured into pulp and then into new recycled paper. Recycling paper uses less energy and produces less air and water pollution than producing paper from tree pulp. It also preserves forests and the habitats of forest animals. Old clothing and fabrics are sent from the MRF to a company that sorts the reusable items. The wearable clothing is shipped to other countries where it is reused. Everything else is broken down into fiber for rags or things like pillow stuffing, and carpet padding. The other materials, metal, glass, plastic, and paper cartons, are dumped in a different area from the paper and travel on a separate conveyor. At the first sorting station, workers remove large scrap metal items and aluminum foil and pie plates. Contaminants or non-recyclable items are also removed from the other materials and are sent to the landfill. Next, the recyclables pass under a powerful electromagnetic belt, which pulls the steel cans up off the conveyor and drops them onto a conveyor leading to a baler. This baler compresses the cans into 1,100-pound bales, which are held together with wire. Every ton of recycled steel saves 2,500 pounds of iron ore, 1,000 pounds of coal, and 40 pounds of limestone. It also prevents the environmental damage caused by mining iron ore. The remaining materials travel across a large screen. 1-inch holes allow pieces of broken glass, dirt, and grit to fall through. The pieces of broken glass that fall through the screen travel by conveyor to the optical sorting machine, which uses light and air jets to separate the clear glass from the colored glass. After passing over the screen, the larger material is divided into 2 streams and enters the inclined sorting system. Here, 4 moving curtains made of plastic tubes hanging on chains allow the glass to fall through onto another conveyor. Workers sort the green, brown, and clear glass by hand. Each color goes up its own conveyor and is crushed by a machine into small pieces called cullet. When the silo is filled, it empties out onto a conveyor, which moves it out of the building into a truck. Then it is taken to the glass recycling plant. There, cullet is remelted into liquid glass and poured into forming machines to make new glass products. It takes much less energy and creates less pollution to make new glass from old glass. Using 1 ton of glass cullet will save 1.2 tons of raw materials that would otherwise be needed. Once it has separated the glass, the inclined sorting machine moves the remaining items off the sides into a vibrating metal grate called a shaker. The shaker separates some of the plastic bottles and paper cartons from the cans, and the rest continue onto another conveyor. This conveyor is an eddy current separator, which uses an electric current to propel the cans over a divider and down a chute to a baler. Aluminum is manufactured from the mineral bauxite, which is strip mined and imported from around the world. It requires less energy and creates less pollution to manufacture new cans and foil using recovered aluminum. 95% less energy to be exact. The last items to be sorted are plastic bottles and paper milk cartons and juice boxes. These are separated by the shaker or fall in front of the eddy current separator onto a conveyor leading to a sorting line. At this point, the different types of plastics, as well as the milk cartons and juice boxes, are separated from each other. Workers drop each type of container down a different chute to a conveyor leading to a baler. The different types of plastic are recycled in much the same way. They are ground up into flakes and then washed. Next, the flakes are melted. The type of plastic recycled will determine what kinds of products are manufactured. For instance, plastic isn't always recycled into new bottles, but a soda bottle can become a t-shirt, a new fleece vest, or a backpack. And a recycled milk jug can be remanufactured into plastic wood for benches or playground equipment. The Rhode Island MRF is capable of sorting up to 500 tons of recyclables each day. That's about 1,250 newspapers and 1,500 bottles and cans every minute. And that means a tremendous amount of trees and natural resources are being saved all over the world just from the work done right here at the Rhode Island Resource Recovery Corporation.
Hi, I'm Manny Lee, Assistant Director for Tiverton Library Services, and I'd like to introduce a new unique program that's available on our website at tivertonlibrary.org called My Library DV. With a valid library card, you can access films, television programs, and award-winning documentaries. If you have any questions, please call the library at 401-625-6796 or access it on our website at tivertonlibrary.org.
The first step involved in making the pierogi is to prepare the filling. We'll be making potato and cheese pierogies, so the potatoes have been put on to boil. And we're going to start by mixing the cheeses.
So we have 3 kinds of cheese, garlic powder, onions, salt, pepper.
Before we dump that, we're going to put this in
3.
we're going to dump another lower than that.
But just put the back one up as long as it's on it, right?
Good.
Put it on these sheets.
The tuna, right? Yeah. And the cheese.
Was that just a seasoning that
The seasoning, I mix it ahead of time. Yeah.
Now that we're done mixing the cheeses, we're going to mix the potatoes and the cheeses together. This is what the cheeses look like after they've been mixed. You see here them adding this to the pot, where they will be mixed with the potatoes. Now we add the potatoes. Now that the potato and the cheese have mixed together, they'll be scooped out and put onto a tray.
The woman will be taking the filling and making scoops. And then we put them in the refrigerator to dry. And then on Wednesday, we will be making the pierogi.
The next morning, before they start making pierogi, they prepare the dough.
flour, eggs, butter, salt, and water. That's it.
Here we see the dough being rolled out.
Flatten the dough so that you can go through the rollers good. And coloring it a little bit so it doesn't get stuck. And then give it to them so that they can have it for the next time.
Just rolling them out, cutting out the, we call them platski. They're actually pancakes that we use to make the pierogi. Now I gotta powder the table so the dough doesn't stick. We get set for the next one. Roll your dough, roll your dough. we roll this here, we get imperfections, we get the cut-offs. All these cut-offs are thrown back into the batch. And into here, it goes back into the mixer and reprocessed for a new batch. Nothing goes to waste.
Got there that's the trimming, the big pieces, and I put that back in there and recycle it.
Okay.
Let's go ring again.
Take the square, take the potato ball, put it in, stretch the dough a little bit, stretch the dough, and then you pinch it all around. After they're pinched, you have to, there's another table that repinches them.
Hey fellas, please put some flour on the tray before you put the plastic on.
Repinch the pierogi to make sure that they're all pinched and that they won't break open when they're cooked.
Good to go.
How do you tell when they're done?
When they float to the top. It's almost like it's called like a Polish ravioli.
So you take that out and put it in the pan?
We'll put it in the pan, let it drain a little while, bring it over to the lady with the ice.
This is where they're cooling in the ice water, as cold as possible. We're also checking for any holes. So if they have any holes in them, they have to go to the reject plate.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Use about a half a ladle of butter. Pour it as evenly as possible and then shake the pan so it can get as evenly covered. Also looking for any thumbprints where they went through. Well, you can see they're well covered with butter. Well covered. And then just make sure there's no holes in them. If they are, the gold lines of the plate. Where you see there's a hole in one. Which they did great because they've been working for an hour and a half and that's only been one reject. The cooked ones come out of the hot water and they sit over here in the ice. So they're completely cold. And then I put enough butter on them to cover them. And then turn them out into the tray. Fill the whole tray and then put them outside so they can cool enough so they can be packed and counted into 12.
How are you preparing the pierogi for storage?
We line these boxes and we partially freeze the pierogi before they're put into the boxes. And as soon as they're packed, they're sealed up and packed, and then we put them into the freezer. Not the refrigerator, but the freezer. And we managed to get quite a few in, and pretty good job.
So you put some wax paper down, you butter it?
Yes, we spray it with butter, but there's a lot of butter on the pierogi already, so it goes in smoothly. Then we mark the outside and how many, and what kind of pierogi we have and how many there are in each box. So it's easy to take a tally.
Hi, I'm Manny Lee, Assistant Director for Tiverton Library Services, and I'd like to introduce a new unique program that's available on our website at tivertonlibrary.org called My Library DV. With a valid library card, you can access films, television programs, and award-winning documentaries. If you have any questions, please call the library at 401-625-6796 or access it on our website at tivertonlibrary.org.
Alright, I left my lights on, so my battery's dead, so we're going to show you how to jumpstart a car. What are we doing first? Well, first I'm going to untie these little strings here because they're kind of holding the cables together. So you kind of need to get those undone.
Making history with Matt Sterling.
You know, it's not every day that...
Here, want to be useful? Hold these. Don't lose them.
I don't know where I was going with that, so I'm just going to...
Good kid right here.
Alright, here we go. We're going to unwind the cords here, and we're going to connect the black handle to the black part of the battery.
This is where my experience as an animal surgeon comes in.
And then we have to connect the red part of the handle to this end. Alright?
Make sure the other ends don't touch.
Yeah, don't make sure they don't touch because if they do, they'll spark.
Like
they
Mr.
won't because
Cody
they don't have any juice. Alright, here we go.
There's no juice.
Black handle, black part of the battery. Like so. Red part of the battery. Alright, Steve, go start up your car.
Just say a little prayer that Sterling can pull through right now.
Give him gas.
Hey, Sterling! Back Sterling! Let us charge up.
We did it, Brooklyn, we did
Bill
it!
Leone, sit in the driver's seat and make sure no one takes this car.
I will!
Let's go play some basketball.
Let it run.
I'm going to.
Hi, I'm Manny Lee, Assistant Director for Tiverton Library Services, and I'd like to introduce a new unique program that's available on our website at tivertonlibrary.org called My Library DV. With a valid library card, you can access films, television programs, and award-winning documentaries. If you have any questions, please call the library at 401-625-6796 or access it on our website at tivertonlibrary.org.